Hi guys, it's Belinda here at Belinda's Babies. So I just want to talk about doll artistry and new doll artistry and maybe a little bit of the secret life there. I don't know if I call it a secret life, but it's just different things that we discover and learn as artists, starting artists, beginning artists, whatever you want to call it. So when I first started exploring artistry and dolls, I did that because I wanted authentic dolls. And it wasn't in my budget to buy a $1,000 doll. And I did not trust with all the scamming and all the things I've read and different things like that, I did not trust artists and who to buy from. So it took a long time for me to explore. And even though I was told to go to reborns.com and find some dolls there, I still didn't trust the outcome. I mean, that's a lot of money to put out there if you don't have reviews from other people, right? So without reviews, you kind of don't know where to start. I watch lots and lots of videos, and the more videos I watch, the more artists that I trusted, and that was Stephanie from In Love with Reborns and Jackie. I thought, okay, I watch these videos enough, I trust these ladies. But gosh, that's a lot of money to send out on a doll. So I thought, you know what? I explored where I could purchase these dolls. I watched a lot of videos, kits. I watched a lot of videos on how to paint, what types of paint to use, and yada yada. So I want to let you know a little bit what I discovered. I ended up going with air dry paints because I didn't want to get the oven and all that, and I discovered also during the research that the Genesis heat set paints were being discontinued. So because they were being discontinued and didn't know what the future held there, I thought, okay, I'm going to do air dry paint. So that's what I did. Folk art is where I started. Folk art paint. I got lots of folk art paint. And from my research and videos that I watched, you needed to find, oh my gosh, a little thing that you got to mix these paints in, a little bit mix in with the paints, so it would adhesive stick to the vinyl. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't find that stuff anywhere. That stuff was hard to find. Did I actually find it at one point? And I think, oh my gosh, I'm looking through the shitload of paints I have here, and I'll show you all kinds of these paints. Did I find that particular add-on at one point? Or, no. So, because I couldn't find that, I seen other videos, followed more videos, and took a long time and discovered that, hey, some people weren't using the tile. I think it was tile and something to mix with the folk art. And it was a folk art medium thing. Some people were using Liquid-X. So I thought, well, I'll try that. And I painted and I mixed and I mixed. And you have to mix the paints on your own, you know, because they don't have the little paints, that little like Genesis paints that would say nail tip or blushing or veins. Didn't have that. So you had to mix it. Well, what a disaster that was. Oh, I didn't know because I never seen any mixed paints except for what I seen on video. So I didn't know what the heck I was looking for. You know what I mean? So going through that process and stripping and redoing, I said, frig this folk art paint. It's not working out for me. And I thought, well, if I'm using Liquid-X, why don't I try Liquid-X? So my next direction was Liquid-X. I got Liquid-X paints, and I still have Liquid-X paints. And I tried them. And this is one. This is the varnish. This is a matte medium. I didn't understand the difference. What are mediums? What are varnishes? What are these things? What do they mean? When do you mix them? What do you mix? what can you get? So we're talking about all different colors of Liquid-X paints. And I mix them together, and I watch videos, and I put little bits in. Oh my gosh. And what is this? Okay, I'm just looking at the stuff. And I tried sponges, and I tried, whoop, what did I just throw? These. If you can think of it, I tried it. Honestly, my issue was, and has been, and it has taken a while for me to understand that less is always better. Less for anything is always better. The less you use, the better. Because I learned the hard way, and I don't know what it is with me, but despite the fact that I knew that, I continued to make the same mistake over and over, which is it looks good there, and then I'd start using the paint and doing whatever it was, and then I would use it. I'm like, well, and part of my brain would say, yeah, that's too dark, or that color doesn't look quite right. I wouldn't stop there and remove it. I would continue to do the whole doll, and then afterwards they'd be like, okay, well, I'll put some more color on top of it. You know what I mean? 1 second. Yeah, I would put more color on top, thinking, okay, more color is going to neutralize another color out, and then I would do it again. The amount of paints that I wasted, please take it from my secret life that I'm sharing with you. Don't do what I did. Just, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't know how I can help out besides the fact that you watch the videos. Number one, your doll is not going to look like some other artist's doll. Your doll, your baby, your painted doll is going to look different. It's going to look very different. Don't try to make it look like somebody else's. That's what I did. I tried continuously to make my doll look like someone else's doll. And my skill was not there yet. So every time it looked ridiculous. When I started taking steps back, but let me tell you, I've been doing this over a year now, and I'm still discovering new things, and I'm still learning. But when I took steps back, and I thought, okay, even though it looks like I'm doing the same thing as this artist, it's not turning out the same for me. So something's up here. Something is up, right? And I thought, let's try something different. So I went to Golden Paints. Golden! And you can find all kinds of videos where people are using golden paints. And they're mixing them and then showing you the color with the water, the filtered, it's not filtered water, what do you call it? What kind of water do we use? Distilled water. With the distilled water and the golden paints, I did that. But my gosh, you know what? You only need like a little tiny toothpick size. But I didn't do that. I've wasted so many paints and so many kits that I could have bought the beautiful kit I originally wanted from In Love with Reborns and the baby. But I didn't. And just think about it. I'm happy I didn't. Why? Because I wouldn't be painting dolls right now. If I just went and bought the kit that I wanted for $1,000 and then I bought another one for them, I would have a couple of kits, a couple of babies. Those would be the babies I'd have. And I could make videos with all those babies. There'd be always this desire to get more, have more, and to try it because I am very much a hands-on person. I like to try things. And I never ever would have discovered I get makeup brushes from the dollar store. And you know what? I still clean them and all that kind of stuff, but I don't feel bad throwing them out. it's not the same as throwing this out that probably cost me $12, which was ridiculous. And I bought expensive brushes from Michael's in my mind, thinking they're going to last longer. But nothing lasts longer unless you're really diligent in cleaning. Makes it sound like I'm a dirty person, but I'm not a dirty person. I just like water, and then I get the brush and I'll clean it with the soap, but I'm not one to spend all this time scrubbing brushes. I'm just not. So that is another thing. What else can I say? Oh yes, you must prime your baby dolls. I use this. This is the primer I use. You must prime them. If you don't prime them, nothing's going to stick. And that is a nightmare, especially if you don't understand why the paint's not staying, because you don't have any experience in this area. After experience, I know, oh, I missed a spot to prime. Something is not sticking, right? You got to make sure you prime everywhere. In between the fingers, everywhere, not just on the top, in between, everywhere, or the paint will not stick. Can you use this? I mean, this is a varnish. I've read varnish your doll before. So you put the varnish on, right? This is the varnish. You put the varnish on, then the paint. Well, this varnish for a prime does not work with these paints. I ran out of that primer and I thought, well, this is going to work. Doesn't work. There you go, stripping another doll. I mean, it can be so frustrating. It's not all smiles and giggles and beautiful babies. There's frustration behind it all. Let me tell you, lots. And then when you get into the nails, well, it's a skill. It's a skill you need to learn, right? And the veining is a skill that doesn't come easy. Well, it never came easy for me. And then the rooting the dolls. I have so many different ones. Some with handles, some not handles. These are the ones I like the best. What is it? What does it say? 48GG, whatever that means. Does that say 48? Oh, put your glasses on, Belinda. 48GG, that's what I got. This is what I use. And you know what? Did you know that these things don't last forever? Did you know that you need to replace these on a regular basis? This is part of the world that you might not know. And when you wonder how much a doll costs, because you have to replace these on a regular basis, these are never ending to replace them. Paint, brushes, replace, especially silicone. You got to throw them out. You can't use them again. So once you use the silicone, you throw the brush out. A lot of people don't know about this part of reborning and being an artist and painting dolls. You got to throw them out. And the waste of paint at the beginning. Now, once you get going to painting, I don't waste hardly any paint now. I'm good. I know what to do. I don't waste paint. And it's so wonderful. If only someone told me at the beginning. You know what I mean? But even if they did, would I follow them? Probably not, because I watched a million videos and I still made those mistakes over and over and over again. So if you're jumping into this world, be prepared for this secret life of reborning dolls that you will waste. You will make lots and lots of mistakes unless you're some kind of really good artist on like an acrylic paint somewhere or whatever. It's still different than dolls, but it is you have some experience. Another thing that took me a while to figure out is the eyes. Oh my God. I would paint the whole doll and then I would try to get in there, cut the eye out here and try to put in, because I read that some people force the eye in. What the hell? You force an eyes in? It ruins all the paint around here. Then it starts peeling, and especially if you put this primer on with these paints. it peels off like it's friggin' glue. The whole thing peels off. It's unreal. Those Reborn FX paints need this primer. They do. And they need this sealer. This sealer, and then oh, what do you call it? There's a sealer, and then there's varnish. Yes. Okay. So this little baby that I've been working on, I got in here and I would try to figure out how people do the eyes, and they made it look so easy. I mean, have you ever watched some of the videos of people putting eyes in? Super easy. I would spend forever with my finger up here and pushing it and doing this and doing that and not being able to get it. I couldn't get it. And I would get Trevor to try and me. And by the time it was done, I remember saying, I'm never doing another doll with eyes again. Ever. This is my secret life of trying to figure out how to paint. Anybody else have the same experience, or it's all easy peasy for you? This doll and this baby doll that I haven't started, that I just got the primer on. This doll is another doll with eyes. So these babies and all the other babies I've done with eyes, I have discovered through trial and error, because you know what? I don't know what it is with me. I watch things, but I still have to do it my way. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. So I've cut the holes beforehand. I don't know why I never did that before. I got too excited, forgot. I don't know. I cut the holes beforehand. I am not putting the eyes in until after, and hopefully it'll be fine. But part of me wants to put the eyes in now, so there's no ruining paint trying to get it on. I mean, the paint shouldn't do that, but in actuality, you really have to push this through and your hands in there, and it's just, go watch some videos on people putting eyes in and you'll know. That's not a very pretty picture. Then we have the story of painting hair. Holy. This is what it is. This is what it is. I am terrible at it. I am terrible. I've watched videos and they make it look so easy. I've watched painting videos with the hair and the swoop in and the nice little coming in with other brushes and the nice little thin brushes, and it's so pretty, and the little wispies here and everything looks so real at the end, and it's just like, what the hell did they do? You know what I mean? I'm watching them. I'm trying to do it, but I can't follow it. I've tried hair so many times. And then I thought, what the hell? I'll do the pencil hair. And if you're going to do pencil hair, you have to get Prismacolors. You can buy individual pencils. Make sure they're really sharp, they say, and put them on. And then you got to do this. You do V's and Y's, and then you try to make it look like it's flowing, and it must flow, and you know, all this stuff, and you got the different colors to make different ones, and some people use Prisma pencils for veins. Don't do it. But to be really good at it, because it looks like pencils. It looks ridiculous. Only thing I use these for now are eyebrows. I do eyebrows. I am not painting eyebrows. I have not painted eyebrows. I just don't know. How do people do it? I really do not know. I've got the really painted, like pointed, I don't know, you get them. And they look like this, but this is all hard when you get it, right? It's all hard. And it has this really pointed end. And you can do little strokes for about 5 strokes, and then it looks like this. No good. Like, where do people get these brushes at? Right? I've tried getting the brushes and cutting them. You know, this is not a cut it one, but this is the one that people use for hair, but they're a lot bigger, like a fan brush. they use for hair, and then they go back with other brushes to make it all flowy and nice. Oh my God. Like I have a doll right here, right now that I gotta redo. I hate it. I hate the hair. And another reason why I hate the hair is because when you use these Prisma pencils, and sometimes, I don't know how long it takes, but you put the varnish over, it spreads. Look. It like leaks the color. Like, and so you've got little dark colors. I don't know if you can see that, but it leaks the color. I also tried to do a cut, and I think the cut looks pretty good. I don't think I did too bad, but the pimples, garbage. I don't know how to do them. I'm just so frustrated with it. I did nice here. I put some red here because sometimes you see babies with some red here, and I put some dry skin here because sometimes you'll see them like that. But this doll got to be stripped. This is another doll that's got to be stripped. So, you know, it's a whole world of frustration, this behind the scenes situation. You know, and I tried to do some nose things, little pimples. I hate it. Hate it. I gotta strip this doll. This is one of my very first dolls. This doll has been stripped and redone and stripped and redone and stripped and redone. And you can see I hate the look of the face of this doll. I thought I liked it at first. I remember when I first got dolls, I think one of my first box openings, it's on my one of my videos, and I was opening the baby dolls that I got and the kits, and I was so excited. And now just to look at this kit makes me want to scream, because all I think when I look at this kit is pure frustration. So guys, that is a little bit about behind the scenes stuff that goes on here. Me trying to navigate this painting world. And when you do figure it out, even though you've done a doll and you feel it's really good, you're always going to see those little tiny things that irritate you, that you know it's not supposed to look like that. You know, anything you do, we're our worst critic, and we are going to criticize our own work. And it's hard because right now I have a doll. Well, it's my Bobby Joseph awake. I got to fix his eyebrows because it's irritating me so much that I got to strip the eyebrows and put different eyebrows on because I find the eyebrows are too high and it's freaking frustrating me. And every time I look at him, I hold him and I love him, but his eyebrows are frustrating me. But the thing is, if I do that a little bit, how do I make it blend in that it doesn't, look like I freaked around with the eyebrows? You know what I mean? The color and the tone of the face is going to look, it's going to look funny. It's going to look funny there. So do I strip the whole face? No, I don't want to strip the whole face, right? I love the kit. Do I sell the kit? Because, you know, maybe the eyebrows won't bother anybody else, but it bothers me every time I look at it because I'm so critical and I'm looking at it going, he looks like he's surprised. Every time I look at him, he looks like his eyebrows are like that, you know? So yes, this is the world that you go through if you decide you want to start painting dolls. If you painted them for a long time, I don't know. Do you still go through this? Do you still go through and you paint a doll and you're looking at it and going, oh my gosh, that little part irritated me, I'm starting again? Or do you start to learn to really accept your art? Or do you just get so perfect that you don't find anything that irritates you? I mean, what happens? Please tell me below if you've been doing this for a long time. I mean, do you just, because it's so hard. I mean, I don't know. The baby dolls that I have, I know, like even my new baby dolls back here. Wait a minute now. those two babies right here, when I look at them, there's things on them, even though I think they're really beautiful, there's things on them that I just want to scream bloody hell. You know what I mean? I just want to strip it and do it again. I got to start sitting and accepting. And you know, there's a lot of people out there that they won't even see the things I see. It's just like, kind of like, oh, you go on stage and you're saying your lines, you make a mistake, you improvise. No one noticed the mistake. You do. You beat yourself up over it. You notice it. No one else notices it, but you know, so you gotta be able to come to a conclusion that other people, they might buy your dolls, will love them, and you don't have to point out everything you see, because that's what I tend to do. Look at this, look at this. I point out all the stuff that I see that I know I need to improve on, or that I see that I know I messed up on. Why do I do that? What is with that? I'm nervous about the critiquing of other people, you know? And if someone bought one of my dolls and they don't really like it, they can always tell me and we can work around that. You know what I mean? I just don't understand why I'm like that. I thought I didn't care what other people thought. Obviously I do. I do care. Anyhow, enough of that ranting and raving about my world behind the scenes. So behind the scenes, there's a lot of things that go on with new artists, and probably still artists that have been doing it forever. I just visualize there comes a day where a new artist gets up and they just sit down and they just start painting, you know, and it's perfect. Everything is perfect. And they do their little and they do their hair and it's perfect and there's no errors and everything, and they get doing this and there's no plugginess and it's all just beautiful. Beautiful. That's the world I envision of artists that have been doing it a long time. They know exactly what they're doing. There are no issues. Absolutely no issues. Is that realistic? I don't know.